Hello everyone and welcome to another Swimcore video. I'm Theo. In today's video we're going to talk about how can you help your kids overcome the fear of swimming. So if you are a parent and your kids are tremendously scared of the water and they just cry and scream only at the idea of taking them to swimming, then keep watching this video. The first thing you need to know about your kids being scared of the water is that there is nothing wrong with your child. Overcoming the fear of water, it's a process. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of motivational speeches, and a lot of psychological work to do. And 90% of the time, the problem, it starts from the parents itself. I see parents that are extremely overprotective with their kids and they are scared that something can happen to them. Oh, what about if he drinks water? Oh, what about if something happened to him? So for the parents, you need to chill. You need to take the chill pill and relax. Because most of the time is your fear, is the parents' fear that you unintentionally passing on them. And this not only damage your kids' confidence, but it's also the worst thing you can do to your child. Because you think that you're doing good, but you actually not. Now, I understand that you want the best for your kids and everybody wants the best for their kids. But you also need to understand that your kids need to toughen up a little bit. Remember that generally speaking, kids are adults in miniature. So it's normal to have fear and they have to go through the process of feeling fear in order to overcome it. So they have to experience the fear. Now, I'm not saying that you have to get your child and throw it in the water, even if sometimes it can help, but to accept that for the first 3 to 4 lessons, he will cry and he will have fear and slowly he will get used to. Now, I'm a swimming coach with more than a decade of experience of teaching kids and adults to swim. I grew up and learned swimming in Sicily in the old-fashioned style, but when I moved to London and having me working with one of the best swimming company in London, I mastered the balance you need to have with kids with fear of the water. In my experience, there are different types of fear. The most common is the fearful crying kid who is scared for the first few lessons and then is fine. The second is the one that you need a little bit more effort to work on, especially in the motivational and psychological part. And for this type of kids, it can take up to 6 months to 1 year and sometimes even more. And finally, the one that is tremendously scared of the water, and that is called aquaphobia. If you have aquaphobia or the fear of water, you live with a persistent and abnormal amount of fear and anxiety that prevents you from even getting close to water. So if your kids are scared but manage to get into the pool with the swimming teacher, there is nothing to worry about. So just be patient, trust the process, don't give up, and especially trust the job of the swimming teacher who is helping your kids, because it's not an easy job and quite often is underestimated. Especially when you see all these annoying parents coming and tell us what to do, even if in the reality they don't know anything about swimming. The causes of specific phobias aren't well understood. However, there is some evidence that phobias can be genetically inherited. Aquaphobia is often caused by traumatic events during childhood, such as a near drowning, and it can also be the results of a series of negative experiences. For example, an inexperienced swim teacher or a parent pushing too much. These typically happen in childhood and are not as severe as a traumatic experience. If your kid is at that stage, I will leave a link to an interesting article that you can read about aquaphobia in the description below. But from a swimming coach perspective, when working with fearful kids, our job is to gently working going against this fear with small movement in the water, such as swinging and sinking, let their ears wet, or small jumps from a wall and let them feel that they are falling and pick them up before their face reach the water. A lot of motivational speeches, such as stories about fishes and turtles and birds in the pool swimming. With kids, you can use a lot of imagination. And most importantly, with toys and games, when they start playing with toys, they just forget about fear. And if the situation doesn't improve in the first 3 to 4 lessons, at that point, one of the parents, mom or dad, can step in the water with the kids and the teacher for a few lessons. So to all parents, relax, chill, trust the process and let them have fun and become more confident not only in the water but as a person as well. Alright, that's all for this video. If you are interested in starting swimming sessions for you or your kids, as well as personal training sessions, you can visit the swimcore.co.uk website, or if you want to get some nice swimwear, goggles, fitness equipment, tracksuits, you can visit swimcore.com. Thanks for watching again. This was Theo from Swimcore. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.